Okay, here we have a Tracer VOD review. I think he said he's going to get placed in plat. Like, there's a few plat players in this game, but he hasn't finished all his placement games yet. Okay, so initially this is fine, going for the flank down here, left side. I like that you're waiting for your blinks to come back and not wasting them, so you can engage with 3 blinks. Okay, so as soon as we engage here, or but before we engage actually, we want to be looking at our potential threats. So we saw they had a McCree up there and an Ana. Both of them can stun you, obviously. So like right here, you want to be looking. You can see, oh, you can't actually see the McCree here yet. But yeah, you want to be looking at your potential threats and thinking how to avoid them. So here, like, I wouldn't have gone into the narrow corridor there because the Ana was in there. She can easily nade or sleep you in there. And it's hard to blink around effectively in a small area like that. So maybe you wouldn't have got as close to the Mercy here. But as soon as I got the one clip, definitely want to just be hitting recall. It's not worth trying to blink around in here. You've got the kill that you wanted. Just hit recall and get out of there. Stay safe. So did they have McCree? I thought they did. Sorry.
I saw her going for it.
We have the shield, we can play a bit slow here.
You're purple, Ryan.
DMing. Not a DM.
Get in, struggle.
Okay, so we're tunnel visioning on the Mercy really hard here. Basically trading with the Mercy.
DMing.
Go back just a little bit.
Not a DM.
So you want to be looking where your team is, because right now, see, your team's like in the poke phase still. Your team hasn't gone in yet, and you're fully committing. So while your team is poking, you want to just be poking as well. You don't want to be fully committing, because they can easily just turn and focus on you if your team hasn't engaged yet. So Tracer, you don't want to be the one to engage. You still want your tanks to engage first, and then you come in, and ideally the enemy will be so focused on their tanks that they can't really do anything about you.
Get in, struggle.
And we just sort of walk into the middle of the enemy team here. So in low ranks this might work. In higher ranks they'll all just turn and focus you straight away. Like, we're not even blinking here, making it really easy for them. But again, if we hit our recall there, like you can combo melee and recall, so it happens instantly. Should definitely work on that. It would have worked there.
Sorry, you got
Come to us, man. Yeah, like, yeah, they switched to a main tank, lol.
Okay, I think that was our first recall of the game. I'm glad we used it there though. So far you definitely have a flanker playstyle, but I think you're going a little bit too deep on the flanks. Like, every flank you do is like the most extreme big flank that you can get. Here you can even just go like, see if you stayed with the team for a little bit longer and then just go left side. Have your health packs and everything down there. You could just flank them from the left side. Not as hard of a flank, but you'd be in the, like, your team's poking right now, you can hear them shooting. This is just died. You'd be down there helping them. Like, you've missed so much of this fight. You've lost. I lost 3 and they got 2, but they res their Orisa. This one's basically lost by the time you've got here.
I mean, we have the respawn advantage when we cleaned up.
So luckily a few of them are low, but like, especially in higher ranked games, you can't be that late to a fight because your team just won't win. It was lucky your D.Va Bomb got 2 as well.
I'm gonna take high ground.
But yeah, you can't be that late to fights. And that just comes from doing like too hard of a flank when you don't have time to set up.
Mercy is to our right side of the
So going here from high ground, I'd maybe looking for like the Ana or the Mercy, try and get like a one clip from high ground and you can recall back up to safety.
Got him. I'm on Mercy, gonna try and res. Mercy behind, Mercy behind.
But see, if we stay down here for too long, like now, our recall won't really get us anywhere. It won't get us back up to high ground. So when you attack from high ground, you want to try and use that 3-second timer, try and get a kill in that 3 seconds, and then just recall back up. Because see that because we didn't do that, because we didn't recall back to high ground, we ended up in the middle of the enemy team
Oh, there's a one monkey on me.
with no recall.
We got Ana. Genji's one.
D.Va come out.
Monkey's low, monkey's half.
Yeah, I'm coming out, I'm coming out. Mercy's one. Genji here.
Monkey's down, yeah, monkey's down. Monkey, Genji, yeah.
Little ninja monkey.
Little ninja monkey's down.
Okay, nice work.
Monkey's half.
Ana left. This.
Maybe didn't need to do that, like, because you left high ground there to go get on that Ana that your team was going to kill anyway, like she was alone and discorded and everything. No chance he was going to live there. You lost your prime flanking position on high ground here. I think it would have been better to stay up where you were and attack the enemy team from a different angle. Because now to get to this position, you've used like all your blinks.
D.Va back to the right. Back.
When you were like already in that prime spot.
One stayed above on the right side.
This is good, finishing off the round. Winston, sorry.
Yep. Right side.
We're definitely not blinking enough. Like, we kind of just get into a 1v1 and just sort of try and aim battle the other person. You definitely want to be blinking around them, blinking through them, blinking behind them, to the side of them, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, we're just kind of trading. Definitely want to work on blinking more.
Pictures there.
Not only to dodge damage, but to dodge cooldowns. Like sleeps and nades, flashbangs, all that sort of stuff.
Let's get high ground to build up ults, but we'll rotate quickly.
Yeah.
Alright. Hold it out, boys.
This position, not terrible, but I'm not really a fan of it. It is a little bit aggressive.
Oh, Tracer's come up behind. Tracer's behind.
Because on defense as Tracer, you do want to play slightly different. You want to, because if you die, it really screws up your team. Like if you die here first, you guys will probably lose first point straight away. So you do want to play slightly safer on defense.
I'm watching Tracer already.
Let's rotate around the shield.
Tracer use
Rotate.
recall.
Okay, nice work.
Good job, nice pick.
And I'm dropping.
Working on shield.
So see how like we see this Ana here. Oh, sorry.
Working on shield.
That's really hard on the Twitch VODs to
Let's rotate around the shield.
change time accurately. Sorry.
Good job, nice pick.
So we see the Ana here. And we don't use any blinks at all to fight her. We don't know what cooldowns she has. We don't know if she has sleep or nade. So you want to just expect that she does, and play around it. But yeah, so she did. She had sleep and she had nade, and we didn't try to dodge either of them.
Dropping.
Working on shield.
Tracer, I don't know where you are. Tracer, hit him.
Oh, yeah, I'm on Tracer. Tracer no reek. Tracer no recall.
Oh yeah, purple backing up. Yep.
DMing you, Ryan.
Okay, so there, like we were on the Ana, working on her, and then we switched to the Mercy. I would have liked to try and stay on the Ana, try and confirm that kill, and then if we get it, just and then like think about changing targets. But Yeah, you don't want to be spraying one target then just hopping onto the next target for no reason. And generally, Ana is a better target than Mercy. Mercy's hitbox isn't as easy to like one clip, so the Ana's probably a better target there. But again, you're kind of engaging on your own a little bit. Your team has just got 2 kills, but no one's really around you. Like you're kind of just engaging on your own, and you're like hard engaging too. So you're like in the middle of their team.
Soldiers straight ahead and back up. Yep. Send back up, back up, back up.
Oh yeah, I gotta back up. He's got a pocket. Yeah, he's playing high ground. He's with the Mercy though.
So see again this whole fight since we saw that tracer, we haven't used one blink.
Yeah, just keep him distracted.
And Genji's up here. I'm gonna have to bait.
That's definitely something you need to work on. Like probably your biggest thing. You just don't blink in fights.
Yep.
Watch out, Mercy. Yeah, cause they're high ground left, eh?
Normally I'd say I like that you didn't use recall there, because so often tracers pulse bomb and recall. That's just what they do. They press Q then they press E. But here, because you did take a little bit of damage there, maybe you could have recalled. Because here I don't think you end up getting healed from your team,
Line shield.
and then you end up in a 1v1 with Genji, and he should kill you here, but he doesn't. So in that situation, either press recall at the start or just go back to your team for heals. You don't want to be re-engaging here on half health.
That's unlucky. Oh, Ryan's fucking good.
Yeah, Ryan charged in.
Resing.
Nice, nice,
Oh
nice.
no, I got one. Tracer behind.
Tracer is on us. And I can't mess you, dude. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll be back in about 7 seconds.
Tracer up top.
Tracer's back.
Oh yeah, Genji's got blade.
He pops out. I'm gonna go Valkyrie. So.
Yeah, here it goes.
Okay, so you need to be careful here with the nanoed Genji.
No, stay in there.
Obviously can one-shot you.
He pops out. I'm gonna go Valkyrie. So.
Yeah, here it goes.
Tracer's actually really good at ruining Genji's blade, because if he chases you and you blink away, then he can't get his dash reset. Yeah, here you just have to use your blinks, man. You have 3 blinks and your recall.
Nice friend, nice friend.
Just waited a little bit too long.
I was waiting with that.
But yeah, you can definitely ruin their blades just by getting them to aggro you and then blinking away.
Oh, I'm DMing you, but you're out of. Oh no.
You don't have any heals.
Yeah, that's why I did
I
it.
guess we're just playing slow, that's fine.
Just try to push them off the cart. Get more time.
Just play corner again, soldier.
So you're like attacking from high ground here. I'd like to see you try and go for a 1 clip and then just recall back up. Back up to safety. Because that's like a lot of times you're engaging and you're staying engaged for so long, you just get caught in the middle of the enemy team and you're there for like 20 seconds or whatever, and you just eventually get focused down.
Breaking Ryan's shield room.
Okay, at least we got out there.
I'm kind of
Nice work.
I got stuck.
You say the tracer just used a recall. It is. I know you only have 1 blink here, but I'd like to see you press that tracer. Once you see they've used recall, you can just force the one-on-one, and you should be able to kill them.
Tracer on the right. Watch out, Sam. Rotate to the point, Sam.
Oh, I'm chasing soldier, little girl soldier, that is. Little girl soldier? Little girl soldier. I'm not as bad as Somalia.
You're gonna be really careful getting so close to Genjis because they can one-shot you with a right-click melee combo. With headshots anyway.
I'll have bomb next fight.
So yeah, being in a Genji's face, super risky.
Breaking shield, break shield, break shield. Dude, if I get bomb, I'm gonna throw it.
Yep.
In like 3 seconds, I think.
This is good taking a side angle here, while your team's pushing in.
Middle here. Yep. Nice.
Not sure how they got the Mercy.
cautious there.
Oh,
Breaking shield, kill the Rhine, kill the Rhine.
We're definitely holding out recall too long. Like 450 health, we're so deep in the enemy team. You need to try and get that sort of mental timer of 3 seconds, and then after you take damage within 3 seconds, you have to recall.
nice work, guys.
Obviously, it's hard to show you too much in a VOD like that because you guys did stomp them. Like, you capped pretty easy and then you full held them. Yeah, main things to work on is definitely engage when your team engages, not before your team engages. Also work on being late to fights when you're doing like crazy flanks. Maybe try and flank a little bit less. I think more about taking alternate angles, like so shooting them from the side or whatever, rather than doing some massive flank to get like fully behind their whole team. And then when we do engage, you don't want to be in the middle of their team. You want to sort of be, again, like off to the side or to the back. You don't want to be standing in between players, because it's impossible to dodge all of their attacks. And then when we are engaged, just keep on blinking, keep on dodging their cooldowns and their shots. Yeah, that's about it. Hopefully that helps, dude. Yeah, good luck.